Have you been told that you have to find your why if you want to build a business? And you wonder, what is my why anyway? Well, if that's the case, you're going to love today's show. My name is Dana Wilde, and you're listening to Positive Mindset for Entrepreneurs. This is the show where you discover how to leverage the power of mindset to build your business faster. If you want to hear every video that comes out, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to have your support. I really, truly appreciate it so much. So today we had somebody write in. And if you want to write in, you can leave your question at danawilde.com/askdana. And that's exactly what this person did. And this, by the way, I want to give a shout out. Thank you for all the kudos that you left in this entry. But the meat of the question was this: I need help because I don't know my why, quotations. And then I also want to know how to stay focused on my why. Why I need to do what I need to do daily to move my business forward. If I know my why, that will help. Okay, so for those of you that are unfamiliar with this concept of the why, it's a process that entrepreneurs are often told to do to kind of get to the more emotional, meaty part of building a business. So how it works is you might have someone ask you the question why 5 times in a row, and then you answer. So you might say, like, the question that the person asks you might be, why do you want to build your business? And you might say, well, I want to be self-employed. Why? And then you might answer, well, because it would feel free. Why is that important to you? And so then you keep going and keep going and keep going. And usually it takes about 5 whys. And ultimately you get to some question that, might make you cry, because it's like, oh, because then I'll finally be respected, or, my partner will appreciate me, or, something that's kind of gut-wrenching. And I'm not trying to make fun of this, because I know this has been very helpful for people. It's been a method that people use, and it's been useful for some. And maybe you're even one of those people who are listening now who have had some use from this. So I'm certainly not trying to downplay anything that anybody has found useful. If you find something that you like and works for you, and you know your why, and like, this system works for me, then run with it. There's never been a time where somebody has said, my business is going so well, and then I discovered my why, and it went down the tubes, right? So this is not what this video is about. However, what I want to talk about is sometimes there's this background noise in the communities that share this concept that sounds like you're not going to be successful unless you know your real deep, heart-wrenching reason why you're building your business. Like you don't have a chance to succeed. Like, that's the thing that's going to get you out of bed every day. If you don't know your why, if you don't know the real deep, dark reason why you're doing this business, you're not going to get up every day and build your business. That's the message I want to nip in the bud here. If I want to say to you that if you don't know your why, no problem. And if you never know your why, no problem. You can be wildly successful without knowing your why. And I will put myself up as the example of that. I build my business because it's fun to build my business. I build my business because it's creative, it's fun, I get to play, I get to learn a lot of things, I get to enjoy myself. There's no kind of deep emotional background reason of like, oh, I never measured up and so I want to. Like, there's none of that. For me, it's enough. It's enough to just do things for the joy of doing it. And I hope for you, it's enough as well. If you don't know your why and you're feeling like, I have to know my why, I don't know how you put it here, but you said something like, so I know why I need to do what I need to do daily to move my business forward. You will be wildly successful if you never know your why. And I'm going to prove it to you. Why is that true? Because let me ask you a question. And I'm just going to ask a few questions in a row. Why do you socialize and laugh with friends? Why do you go dancing? Why do you go out? Why do you go to the movies? Why do you play volleyball? Why do you go for a walk? Why do you read novels? Right? Like, why do you do any of these things that are fun? Nobody worries about, oh, if I don't know why I read novels, I'm not going to feel like getting out of bed and reading another novel. Like, it's not going to happen, right? We do the things that we do, the things that we do consistently, the things that we love to do, the things that nobody has to beg us to do, like socializing or dancing or playing or having a hobby or painting or doodling or, playing softball or whatever the thing is that gets you excited and that you love to do. You don't have to find some deep-seated reason for it. You don't have to be kicked out of bed to do it. You can't wait to go do it. It's your idea of fun and play, and you can't wait to start. And that's how I'd like you to feel about your business. I would like you to feel about your business the same way you feel about all these other fun things that you do in your life. Now, I know if you're in one of these cultures where the why is important, you can get that kind of shame background where people are like, I know my why and I know my why. And then you're like, I'm the only one who doesn't know my why. And you can kind of get that little background noise when you hang out in crowds where this is a big thing. I do get that. So here's what I'd like you to do. If you hear somebody saying to you, you can't build your business unless you know your why, or you're not going to be successful unless you know your why, or you really need to figure out your why. Every time you hear something like that, and by the way, you can use this little tip I'm going to give you for everything that people say you have to do. So if somebody says, like, you have to have a podcast or you're not going to be successful, or you have to, network with people or you're not going to be successful, or you have to have a website, right? All that stuff that people tell you. Here's what you say. You don't have to say it out loud, but say it in your brain when they say it. Say in your brain, if you're not training your brain. So you have to network with people if you're not training your brain. You have to have a podcast if you're not training your brain. You have to know your why if you're not training your brain. You have to have a website if you're not training your brain. Because ultimately, the only thing that builds your business is not knowing your why. It's not having the website. It's not having the podcast. The only thing that builds your business is your positive expectation that your business is building, feeling good, having fun, expecting success, saying the good story, letting your brain get on board and help you, right? So tell that little story in the back of your head. Don't become part of the crowd that follows what everybody else says is the way to do things. You are a brain trainer. You don't need to do things the way everybody else says you have to do them. You can do them your own way. Tell yourself that story in the back of your mind. Own it and feel good about it and be like, you know what? If I have the choice between coming up with some deep emotional thing that's going to make me cry, or going and doing something fun like all the other fun things I have to do, like dancing or socializing with friends or going and doing my favorite hobbies, like, I'm going to follow the fun all day long. Tell that story in your mind. I build my business successfully because I follow the fun. I love following my joy. I love following the feel good. I love thinking of my business as my art. I love feeling about my business like I feel about the things I do for fun. I love living a life every day that is fun. I love being excited, jumping out of bed, can't wait to build my business. It feels good to not even be able to tell the difference between my business and the fun in my life. I love that it's all fun. It feels so good to be a brain trainer. It feels so good to understand what really builds my business. I love that positive expectation builds my business. And I've got loads of it, and I'm moving forward more and more and more and more every day, and I'm doing it the fun, light, and easy way. That's how you train your brain. That's how you move forward. And I now tell you without a shadow of a doubt, you do not need to know your why. You can go forth, Do it the fun, light, and easy way. And without a doubt, you have totally got this.